Welcome once again to the Easy Motion Studio. I'm Steve Seberg, and you are helping me write a book. So let's get on with it. I brought with me the book, and what I'm going to do now is to talk you through the first chapters as I see them. And I'll start right off with the contents. And that includes an introduction, which is an owner's guide and operator's manual, followed by a philosophical analysis of the human apparatus. So, what does that mean? A philosophical analysis of the human apparatus. Well, first of all, it means that I ought to do a what you'd call a snapshot of this. Okay. Does this do it? Belief accepts as true that for which there is no evidence, accepting the belief itself. Evidence can be and often is adduced for belief, but the evidence is constructed in retrospect. The connections are imputed and, if critically accepted, only seem necessary, explicit, and warranted, and obvious. So obvious that they are taken for granted, assumed, which assumptions are warranted. Some assumptions play a crucial role in the outcomes and dilemmas that punctuate the average day, and some are mere fluff to fill the gap between here and there and now and then. Standing at the edge of existence is the only place a person can truly be. It is at this point of it is the point of attachment. It is where one is, wherever one is. It is the human situation. The human situation consists of two parts that can never be parted. The situation is a unique event that transpires across the orb of awareness, traveling and unraveling the threads of significance, weaving the fabric of experience. This is what I just read to you. And those of you who like to read on your screen can maybe take a photo shot of that and study it. So anyway, this is what I'm going to be talking about. This is what I'm going to try to put in some kind of writing that hopefully you can make sense of. And that's what I'm trying to make sense of, what it is to be a human being. And then how to be one in a way that's most appropriate to what I am. This is deep stuff. And the trouble is, it is so fundamental. It's so much underlying everything that we are that it escapes our attention. It doesn't show up. It gives itself over to the stuff that does show up. The nuisances and nonsense and the seemingly crucial things that fill up our days. So here we are with this hub, as I call it, this pivot, this chunk of meat that is attached to this world that I really rule, but I don't know how to rule it because no one's ever shown me how. And those who do seem to do it well don't seem to be able to share that secret with us. And it's not maybe a secret. Maybe it's plainer and more obvious than what we've considered. And that's what I want to explore with you. That's what I think is worth putting into a book. That's the book I've always been looking for. And that's the book that I'm trying to write, and I'm asking for your help. And part of your help, a large part of your help, I think, will be listening to me and asking me questions, interacting with me if you can, so I can try to clarify what I mean by saying that we can play the human instrument. And more importantly, I think, as to how we can re-enchant the lives we already own. Because we were given a life. You know, I it was just a gift. I didn't ask to be here. I didn't request being alive and conscious and aware. But here I am, and here you are. And with this stuff that we are, how do we deal with it? How do we make it work for us? How do we share it with others? How do we bring enchantment back into the lives we have? If you watch some of my earlier videos, you saw that I talked about little Stevie who had the experience of looking out the window and saying, "It's happening again." That world for Stevie was fully enchanted, fully alive. Not always pleasant. Sometimes the enchantment is demons and ogres and wicked stepmothers and all the things we read about in the fairy tales, but they came to pass in our real lives for us in more mundane, more commonplace, less fairy tale aspects. But nonetheless, they were real, and we felt them. We were there with them, and that enchantment was gradually turned into the dull daily grind that many of us face every day. It still has its terrors, and the terrors have different guises, but it's reduced to a disenchanted daily grind, and that seems to be the nature of normal adulthood for many, many people. I hope I'm wrong, but I know many people who live their lives with a great deal of disenchantment, feeling like my dad Don from the same video that talks about the two stories, that we didn't think it would turn out this way. We didn't think this was the way it was supposed to be. This isn't why we were given the gift of life, the gift of awareness, the gift of being the, I don't even know what to call it, being the real human instrument that we can learn to play to the delight of ourselves and to others, and to create the adventure that is worth venturing into. So this is kind of a little rant, and I'm sorry for that if it sounds challenging in a very negative way, if it disrupts a certain kind of comfort or ease you have, but I'm guessing that if you had all that much comfort and ease, you wouldn't be tuning into this channel. So thanks for joining me. Sorry if this is too ranty, but every once in a while I've got to tell it like it is or like I think it is. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.